Right, here with Trent Mason from Mason Bloodstock in beautiful, well, Clevedon, just out of there, Clevedon Village. Hey, mate.
G'day.
Something a bit different for Campbell's comments, but already starting to talk yearlings and the yearling sales next year for NZB, and here in the North Island they're going to be on the 16th of February actually at Karaka, and I did an interview with James Jennings a little while before. That's going to roll around pretty quick, isn't it?
It will, and we're already starting to get ready with them and, you know, move them to the right places and put the feed into them and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
You got two unique, now we're going to call them yearlings just for the confusion, but two foals with unique pedigrees, and also I suppose out of season bred because they're both conceived in America, so they're a little bit behind I suppose some of the other horses, but some very, very unique bloodlines you bring to the table.
Correct. And I mean, one of them foaled down in February this year and one of them foaled down in April, and they're already really good size. In fact, I had NZB Cambrai and I just forget James came out, and they reckon that they're going to catch up to these other ones real quick because they're just nice sized colts, you know what I mean? So it's positive.
Yeah, we just want to get the message out there before we won't talk too much about their pedigrees, and we'll show a sneaky picture of them both in a sec, but we'll make sure people are aware of that when they're looking at the pedigree pages, what they're looking at. But when I put these videos over the top, I think they're going to get a bit of a shock, a lot of people. I think they'd be expecting foals, and they're definitely not that. They've done a great job. Live here at, is it Live Glen?
Live Glen, local vet,
Done an awesome job, and you can see they're going to start ballooning and growing with us just here. So they're going to start really growing very shortly, aren't they? Massive.
And I'm just grateful that they've turned out the way they are. You know, they're really nice types, and so it's all positive going forward, you know.
Bloodlines are something you're trying to bring back here to New Zealand, or back to harness racing full stop. You've been sourcing bloodlines far and wide, got unique ones. One of these colts, the first colt we're going to show will be, it's a tall dark stranger, and it is out of a full sister to Huntsville, so that's an amazing bloodlines. And there's a pretty cool little stat you said about this horse's pedigree.
Mate, I was having a look last night and just refreshing myself on the pedigrees, and there's 17 100k plus winners in 3 dams.
Yeah.
So there's 2 pages. Unfortunately, we only see 1 page on the NZB catalogue, and you only see hardly any of the winners that. But the thing is with the family, they're just so deep.
Yep.
So deep. I mean, those 1700k winners there's like 6 300 plus winners and $1 million earners, and it just goes
on and on.
Just really, really deep. It's incredible.
Lovely colt, very quiet. Both of these colts were very quiet. We can say that, but yeah, it's pretty impressive. And then the next one, I didn't actually ask you what is by. I know is out of a full sister to Always Be Mickey. I didn't actually ask what he was by.
He's by Huntsville.
Oh, see,
just a bit confusing. Yeah.
That's pretty cruisy, and he's also stats below what he was able to actually do, because he came out for a couple of seasons, I think 2 seasons from memory, and then disappeared and went back. And so a lot of people haven't been able to see those horses here, but he's a son of Sun Beach somewhere. We know what sort of job they do, especially in Australia. They love that hard, fast running. So yeah, he brings something different. But being out of a full sister to Always Be Mickey, and he's not here this year, unfortunately, Mickey, and it's left a big gulf for a lot of people.
Once again, that family is just so deep. You know, I think it's 1,300k plus winners, a couple of millionaires. It just goes on and on. And once again, you won't see the page. We're getting the website up soon, and we'll have the full USA pedigree, which is 3 pages. It goes down 4 odd dams. You know what I mean? And it just just so deep.
Yep.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's probably why we more so got them. Okay, the stallions having Huntsville and the full sister to Huntsville and the full sister to Mickey is great, and it's flashy, you know what I mean? But the depth of the pedigree was more what I looked at.
Yep.
So, I just wanted to increase our chances a little bit. And anyone, obviously, who buys it is going to, it's going to help them increase their chances. You'd like to think anyway,
Well, one of the things I wanted to touch on with you is, and get the message out there, because you have been a prolific buyer of fillies, well-bred fillies, at the sales. But this is sort of what you, and I'm sorry, your partner's name has just left me, Christy are setting about to do, is actually get pedigree mares with long pages that can leave winners as well. That's always important. But you want to have a good band of mares with a little bit of I suppose a twist, but also a lot of substance about down there. to go back to the sales to be able to sell these horses. This is Mason Bloodstock's, I suppose, what you're trying to achieve. So anyone wondering why these colts are for sale, they're for legit sale because this is what you're about.
That's right. We're not racing colts. We're only racing fillies at this stage. And you're right when you said a little bit of a twist because, in my other businesses, we always look for a point of difference in what we're doing. And when we decided to come back into it, we wanted to do something different. And, it was a concern because what concerned me at the time before we made these decisions was how are New Zealand trainers going to receive an Australian bloodline, like the Intrude family or whatever, which goes really deep. Or even these USA mares, are they going to respond okay to them? And, we still don't know, but nothing ventured, nothing gained. We'll see what happens,
Oh, I think we need to. I think, we need a lot of things, but from NZB point of view, they want new breeders into the game because unfortunately we're getting less and less. We need more breeders. We also then need that point of difference because sometimes we can look at a lot of catalogues. It doesn't matter even in America at the minute, and there is rinse and repeat because you're in a zone or an area, and the better class horses keep coming through, and you see a lot of those. These two colts especially in next year's sale, they're going to be that massive point of difference. You've got a full sister on the pedigree page to Huntsville and a full sister on the pedigree page to Mickey, like Always Be Mickey. It's an amazing transformation, if you like, in the catalogue.
How orgasmic is it going to have that?
What a word.
Excuse me. How cool is it going to be to have that bloke, one of these blokes walking around your stable going, his uncle's Always Be Mickey or whatever, you know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
And very well-bred horses in their own right as well.
That's right. Yeah. No, that's super. Yep.
Right, you're moving into your new farm. You promised me or you teased me you'd be able to get me some drone footage. We'll have to worry about that. Hopefully we can get it up on the thing. Not far off getting ready to go, but I don't think you're quite ready just yet, but you won't be far off. Is that exciting for yourselves?
It's exciting and it's daunting. The rubber hits the road soon. We'll have all the horses at home. So a bit like to date, it's been a lot of learning. So it'll be putting the team together to make sure we can look after them and properly and all that. We're a while away yet because we've only fenced off about 30 acres.
Yeah.
So we've got more fencing to do and stables to build and all that sort of stuff. So hence we won't be preparing these colts this year. They're going to go to Jamie Bartlett to look after them. Yeah. So, we're excited to give her the opportunity, and we think she's great. Yeah.
Yep, and she does do an awesome job, and there. But long term, the idea is for you guys to get these horses ready for sales and sell them, and try and build up a bit of a bloodstock empire, if you like.
Not an empire, mate. We're just another bozo on the bus, let's face it. We've only got like a handful of horses compared to some out there, you know what I mean? So we're just doing the best we can with what we got and trying to enjoy the process while we're at it, sort of thing.
Some people play bingo when I see how many times I'll say a certain word and things like that. Mate, okay. We've had bozo, we've had empire, orgasmic, we've had them all today. They're going to be words that no one's actually seen, so this is actually going to be one of my better ones.
Okay. I'll try and behave myself.
No, don't. I actually enjoy it. Racing stock. You had a winner the other night, did you, at Cambridge? It was a nice thrill.
It was in Auckland, and it was cool. Yeah, first winner in our colours, But first winner since we started getting back into it, and that was really cool, And, I was just going to say, I have my boy with me. He's 14, right? And he's a bit quiet, and it was a big thing for him to get him up on the winner's circle, get a photo taken and all that. So, and then having dinner afterwards, he says, "Oh, are they racing again?" He goes, "Is she racing again next week?" Because he's keen to go, and it's like him coming out of his shell a bit. So, it's not just about the winner and the horse and that, and we're enjoying the process as well. That was a sign.
Oh, I think that's exactly right. I think sometimes we sell the industry the wrong way, don't we? We think you only get measured by winners, which is not actually the way. I would imagine sitting in the car going to the races, you're hoping to win, but you got your son there enjoying a night out, doing something totally different, something you like, and he's sharing that process with you, and hopefully he grows up to like it. I know Kenny Brecken, he loves sharing it with his sons as well, and there's so many other people out there. I'd be remiss of me, but it is a journey, harness racing. We've got to sell it as that and a bit more fun.
It is, and that was a bonus on top of what we're doing, so hopefully there's more more of that sort of stuff to come, and we'll just go with the flow,
Mate, thank you. Look forward to catching up with you back here in February. February 16, Monday.
Yep.
Make sure people are aware of that. Jamie's back, I think, mid-December, so she'll be there. So get in touch with her or get in touch with yourself. Give Mason Bloodstock a follow on Facebook. It's probably the easiest way to get there. That'd be the best way to do it.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll have a website soon that will. And I want to get those pedigrees, you know, those 3 pages of pedigrees. Geez, they're worth a look.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I'll get them all up on the website, and we'll talk about those on our Facebook page as well.
Yep. Awesome, mate. Well done. Thank you. Congratulations. Good luck. But I'll be seeing you before that anyway, mate. And next interview, I want some more words. You got to bring bamboozles and a few more other ones into the interview.
I'm sure I could come up with some Aussie slang. You know, being born in Australia, you know, we'll figure it out.
You got true bogan. You're a Queenslander, so you got plenty of bogan from up there anyway.
Oh yeah, mate. I see a mullet and I get envy. I get mullet envy.
So do I. Trent, thank you. Well done, mate.
Yep, pleasure. Thank you.